Welcome to the channel, and this is Movie Mondays. The idea for this video would be that we look at some of the movies that I've seen in the last week with a small mini review and a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whether I think that you should watch it or not. These will be spoiler free, so no need to worry about that. And I will put the latest trailer for each one of these films in the description below so that you can see and just quickly link and see if you want to see them. Obviously, I can't put the trailers in the fucking clip because then I get demonetized. So anyway, without further ado, the first film is a film called Jungleland, directed by Max Winkler, and it's a drama film starring Charlie Hunnam and Jack O'Connell as brothers, and it's basically the premise of it is that Jack O'Connell's character is a boxer. And Charlie Hunnam is like the older brother that's a little bit of a schemer, a little bit of a planner, trying to do things. And basically, the movie is about them, recovering from, being in trouble, and then running into the character of, played by Jessica Barden, and basically what comes from that. Now, more than that, I'm not going to say. But in terms of review, I found the movie really hard to watch for the reason that it's a tough topic, and it's a tough situation that the characters are in, and Charlie Hunnam fucking kills in this, and his performance is really good. Jack O'Connell, who I don't really know and I'm not really familiar with, is phenomenal in this, and I really like him. And Jessica Barden, does a fairly good role as well. I do give this a thumbs up, and I would suggest that you watch it. I will, however, just give the warning that it is, like I said, quite a difficult watch because it is quite heart-wrenching in that way. But if you watch the trailer of the movie, and even if you're going to watch this, don't even bother watching the trailer, just go in cold. But that's fairly apparent from just watching the trailer. The strife that these two brothers have to deal with, and basically just the situation that they're in. But from a directorial perspective, it's shot quite well, and I do like some of the music in it, and the sound editing and everything is quite well as well. So if you're a fan of Charlie Hunnam, this isn't his usual thing, but give it a watch. I think you might be pleasantly surprised. Movie number 2 is a horror thriller, I guess you would call it, called The Empty Man, which is directed by David Pryor. This came out in October of last year, 2020, and it's actually based on a graphic novel by Boom Studios, which I have not read the graphic novel, but my suspicion is that the graphic novel is probably a hell of a lot better than the movie. The main character is James Badge Dale, who I don't necessarily have a problem with as an actor, but also, I just very well remember him from 24 and his character Chase in that series. And I kind of liked him in that, and I think he's a very capable actor, but I mean, you work with what you're given. And this is one of those situations where generally, horror movies that deal with this kind of like a folklore kind of vibe. So the premise of this is that if you're walking across a bridge and you find an empty bottle, then you pick up the empty bottle and you blow on it, it makes that fucking wind chime sound, and then you think of the empty man, and then, shit happens in a couple of fucking days. It's one of those fucking stories. So we've seen a lot of this stuff before, like fucking Scream with watching the video, and like that sort of like the fucking premise, like don't do this thing, Candyman, that kind of shit, like don't say something in the mirror or something like that. So we've seen this sort of thing before, and these movies, they really fall down around how well developed the mythos and the rules and the things behind it is, right? So if it's kind of weak and contradictory or weird and it doesn't really make sense, or there's like logic leaps and that sort of thing, like you lose your audience, right? And I do feel that this, unfortunately, this happened, which is why I think that the graphic novel, I haven't read it, but it's probably better because you probably just with that medium able to convey some of the holes that this movie had. But like I said, it's shot quite well, and I'd be lying if I said that there weren't like one or two scenes where I got like a little bit of a fright. But overall, the story was fairly loose, and like I said, the logic leaps and that sort of thing, you kind of lose me when it comes to that, because movies like this, I really want like the mythos and the story behind it and the reason for this fucking curse or whatever the fuck it is to like make sense, and so that I understand the rules and I can imagine, okay, shit, I would have done that, or I would have done that, or something like that. That's really where the beauty of these kind of movies come from, in my opinion. But anyway, so this is unfortunately a fucking thumbs down for me, and I think there's better options available out there in terms of like, especially if you're looking in the horror genre right now. So I guess this would be a bit of a waste of time. Then number 3, and the last one on our list for tonight, is What Lies Below, which is also not really a horror. I guess it would be more like a mystery, but also in the thriller variety. This came out in December of last year, of 2020, and it's directed by Braden Dumler, I think. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. It stars Emma Horvath and Mina Suvari as a daughter-mother, respectively, and basically, you know, they go to a summer house, and then the mother, Mina Suvari in this case, surprises Emma Horvath with this new boyfriend that she's met, who is played by Trey Tucker, who is like proper fucking creepy and weird. Again, an actor that I don't know very well, but he does that, you know, part of the requirement of the role really well. But and then just basically, you know, everything that ensues from there, because of course Emma Horvath, the daughter, has an idea that there's something weird with this guy or something like that, and you know, that's basically, you know, where it goes. Mina Suvari is just Mina Suvari. So I mean, in terms of acting, there's nothing. It's neither really good nor really bad. As I mentioned, Trey Tucker is. I mean, the role expects of him to be kind of like fucking creepy, but also like a good-looking guy, blah, 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 as you'll see if you look in the trailer. So that's done, right? Emma Horvath is, I think, the weakest link here, because her character, and it's probably the way that the character was written or something like that. This isn't by no means to disparage her as a person, but is just kind of irritatingly written, and you know, the way that she acts it and everything like that, you know, conveys that as well, and it's kind of frustrating to watch. But again, when it comes to this sort of genre of movie where there's like a mystery to unravel or something weird going on, then you can really go two routes. You can either just make it like super fucking weird, and so people just go like, what the fuck is going on, like I don't understand any of this, and then, you know, that's just the only place that it ever goes. Or you can have strange things happen, and you can have it be strange, but you give yourself enough leg room to sort of develop it and then explain it and then give like this payoff in the end, where you understand. So in terms of these movies, you either go one of those two ways. I'm not going to say which way this movie went when it came to that, because that would of course be a spoiler, and I wouldn't want to say, you know, sort of deter you from watching it. But overall, I also unfortunately did not enjoy this movie that much, and I have to say it's mostly spoiled for me by the performances, and that it's just the suspension of disbelief and everything was just a little bit too much there. But that's it then. Those are the 3 movies. So we had like a thumbs up for Jungleland, and we had 2 thumbs down for fucking The Empty Man and What Lies Below. As I said, this is a new segment that I'm bringing onto the channel, so I'll probably still develop it a bit more and, you know, basically see how it goes. But please do go on the comments below and let me know what you think about it. If you've watched any of these movies or you're thinking of watching them, let me know what you thought about them, and if you agree with my summary, and if there's something that you would have liked more. Perhaps even suggest certain movies that are new that you might want me to see, and that we can discuss communally like this or something like that. But other than that, I just want to say thank you very much for stopping by, and thanks for watching. Have a great morning, have a great afternoon, have a great fucking evening wherever you are, and until next time, cheers.